Well, this is the Grass Lake Railroad Station from back in Michigan, Grass Lake, Michigan. And, of course, I enhanced it a bit. I have to tell a story, you know. And the building always intrigued me. So, of course, I had many photographs of it. So one day I got busy and made it into a Christmas scene. And Eileen and Frank liked it so well that I gave it to them. And I haven't seen it too much lately, but when I come to visit them, it's always on the wall. And I find it has a kind of a cheery, happy story to tell. And I guess we could make a Christmas card out of it if we wanted to. And I just made up the people. But Katie's sure that that little girl is her, and that the boy is Kevin, and that the blonde lady is her mother. So I said, well, where's your daddy? Well, he's coming out of the railroad station. See, that's Daddy. And I guess that's the grandparents at the other side. Well, this is our little family, Eileen and Frank and Kevin. And I had them pose for a few photographs at the house. And then one day I decided to do a portrait of them. So I worked on it, and I found a nice frame, and I presented it to them, and they've been pretty happy with it, I think, and I enjoyed doing it. They're so young looking there. And so then later on, they had a little daughter, Katie. She was 12 years younger than her brother. So she kept looking at that painting. She said, "Where's Katie? Where's Katie?" So I said, well, I better take care of that. So later on, I did a painting of the four of them then, including Katie. And it made her pretty happy to think I included her. And when I made the painting, well, I'll tell you more about that later when I show you the painting. Well, I guess you might call this my flower phase of my painting, because for a while I was so intrigued with my roses, and I have 52 rose bushes, give or take a few, in my yard, and each one speaks to me individually. They're so beautiful. I've got many kinds, and I really love them, but I've kind of gotten away from painting them, although I have the urge to paint each and every one when I pick it. And I did most of them in watercolor, because the delicate colors of the rose are enhanced by the watercolor, where if you do it in oil, it gets a heavy look. It looks like they're ceramic. But if you do it with watercolor, it looks like they're fragile, and you can almost see the translucent color of the flower. Enough about that, but I enjoyed doing my roses. Well, I had a great deal of pleasure in doing this one. It was of magnolias, and they have a waxy, beautiful petal that is translucent. It's so beautiful, and I had a great deal of pleasure in doing this painting. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's just that it was a change from doing roses all the time, and has a clean-cut look to the petals, and it's kind of a vibrant flower, I think you'd call it. It has a lot of life in it. All right, this is the up-to-date picture of Eileen and Frank and Kevin and Katie. Now Katie's in the picture, so it makes it complete. And when I made the painting, the lower right-hand corner was going to be kind of blah. So I said, is it all right if I paint your doggy in there too, Buster? So I had some good pictures of Buster, so I imposed him on the picture, and I think it worked out pretty well. It's a happy family unit, and they're pleased with it. And we just bought a nice frame for it, and that really holds it all together. It's just the right kind of a frame too, because we had to wait to see what we wanted to put it in. And I like to come here because when I come to visit them, I see my paintings all over the house. And Frank says, well, welcome to the Margaret Art Gallery. At least I got one art gallery. Well, this is a very ambitious picture I made of a carousel in a park deep in the heart of Paris. It was about a couple blocks from the hotel where we were staying, and we happened to come upon it by chance. So it was a beautiful early spring day. A little few drops of rain occasionally, but it was a pretty nice day, and all the young parents in the area were taking advantage of the nice weather to let their little children play in the park and have a ride on the carousel. And it was quite unique, I thought, so I got busy and painted it. And believe me, it was a lot of painting to do, because there's several different areas of the picture that would make a complete painting on its own, but I combined them all. And from the crowd standing around watching the children, and the children in the different rides, and be too busy. But anyway, it was the way I saw the carousel, and it caught the spirit, I think, of the kids having fun. And of course I put my little granddaughter Katie up in the front. She'll show up nice and clear, because she was only 3 years old, but she was taking that trip in her stride, and she loved every minute of it. And so I'm going to have some more paintings of Paris, one of a fruit stand, and another one of a newsstand. And I'm injecting our pictures into it so that it'll have a personal meaning for us, and I think they'll be quite intriguing. So I wanted to bring home some material that I could paint, and it just so happens that these 3 scenes are going to fill the bill. It'll take me quite a while to do all the paintings. The 3 paintings I did in Paris, by the way, are going to be used for illustrations in a children's book that Eileen is planning on writing, because she's a school teacher and she has a great feeling for what children like in storybooks. So she's going to do a story entitled Katie in Paris with Her Grandma. And by the way, we all also went to Rome. Maybe that'll be another book we'll have to write later, but this will have to be for now. So we hope that these pictures can be used as good illustrations for the storybook, because when I was a child, I liked books that were well illustrated. I guess I was a very visual child, and if it didn't have beautiful paintings or pictures in it, I didn't have any interest in the book at all. It had to have nice illustrations.